Hello UK fans, Matt Durant here and welcome to some V-Jump news. And we're going straight in. This is the early one. I'll show you the other one in a bit during this video. But first we have Odd Eye's Meteor Burst Dragon, a new level 7 synchro. Level 7 synchros are starting to get better and better. Used to be absolutely horrible, but now they're better. So this one, originally it didn't have monster effects when they first started translating, but now it's into monster effects, so it's not as broken as it was. When this monster is special summoned, so it could be if it's resurrected through Call the Haunted, it can get this effect as well. You can target one card in your Pendulum Zone and special summon it. Afterwards, you just can't attack for the rest of the turn, but usually to escape this, you would go into an overlay for a rank 7. Most likely to be summoning out Odd Eye's Pendulum Dragon. So yeah, that's very good. And the second effect, as I just mentioned, your opponent cannot activate monster effects during the battle phase. So that is very good and not very common actually. The next one is this guy, this weird looking guy. I'll have a better picture in a bit, but it's Entomage Skull Crobat Joker, weird name. It's a pendulum scale of 8, which is good, and you can't pendulum summon monsters except from Before Pals, Magician, Pendulum monsters, or Odd Eyes monsters. The effect can't be negated, but that's just amazing by itself because you can activate. It replaces Time Gazer essentially, because Time Gazer is absolutely, well, not absolutely useless, but it's very hard to use it in the sense that if you don't draw it more or less first turn, it's not going to be that effective unless you get it out with Insight Magician. Whereas this is a lot better. I think it's one of the best Before Pals they've ever brought out. And it's a monster effect. When it's normal summoned, you can add a Before Pal monster or a Magician Pendulum monster or Odd Eyes monster. So this gives an excuse to use Odd Eyes in Before Pals, and it gives it more variance. Pendulum Call I'll go into it in a bit, and Sky Arc I'll go into it in a bit because we've got better images of that. Next is the worst card I've ever seen. Yeah, it's not by its effect, because its effect is amazing, but it's too broken in my opinion. Shining number 0 Utopic Z requires 3 number exceed monsters with the same rank. Its original rank is 1, and when it's exceeds summon it, you could also discard 1 rank up magic normal spell and use a Utopian monster that you control. So any rank 4 deck can make this, and even a rank 1 deck can make it, as long as you're using a normal rank up magic spell. So you could use the 7th one when it's dead in your hand. When it's exceeded, it cannot be negated. Its summon can't be negated, so that's just very powerful. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this exceed summon, so like a Deltaros effect there. Gains a 1,000 attack and defense for each exceed material attached to it. So Stoic Challenge would go great with this. And once per turn during your opponent's turn, you get to dash 1 exceed material. Your opponent can't activate cards or effects during his turn, which is the most broken effect I've ever seen. It's Shockmaster and Cold Wave mixed into one, and I think that's disgusting. It's just too broken for such an easy summon. It doesn't stop continuous effects on the field or you summoning monsters, but if you can't activate cards or effects, what's the point? You're bringing out just normal beaters. We're back to the old days when Blue Eyes Dragon was so powerful, but Utopic Z could easily get over it now. So it's just horrible. This should not be released this should not be allowed in an actual duel. It's just horrible. Next one, we've got Masked Hero Blast, I think it is. Yeah, Masked Hero Blast, a wind fusion monster. Konami keeps bringing out those wind ones to taunt us about Stratus never coming back. Hopefully he'll come back now. When it's special summoned, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack is halved. Once per turn during your player's turn, you can pay 500 life points to target one spell trap on the opponent controls and returns to the hand, which I think is a nice, reasonable effect. So I look forward to hopefully using that in my deck. I don't want to run Avion, but it's been nice. Next one is Red Eyes Tracer Dragon. Finally got the effects for it. Yeah. So if a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster you control is destroyed by opponent's attack or card effects and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this from your hand and face up defense. Then special summon the monsters that were destroyed in the same battle position. You can tribute this card during your main phase this turn. You can normal summon one Red Eyes in addition to your normal summon, which I think is okay, but I wouldn't run it in my Red Eyes deck. It's just a bit lackluster. Next one is a friend for Stardust, not Stardust, what is it called? Quasar. A friend for Quasar. We have Stardust Sifra Spark Dragon. Require 1 2 Synchro monster and 2 non-2 Synchro monsters, so the same restrictions as Quasar. It's level 12, 4000 attack, 4000 defense, and it can only be synchro summoned. Either way, it doesn't work. Each card you control cannot be destroyed by battle or a card effect once per turn, and once per turn during either player's turn, when the opponent's monster effect is activated, it can negate the effect. And if you do, destroy one card on the field, which is very powerful. And you can banish this card from your graveyard to target one level 8 or lower Stardust monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which just makes a mockery of Quasar, because Quasar is good, but it doesn't really support Stardust, whereas this is just amazing for Stardust. And then we got the Scale 2 random monster Oversight Magician, which I love that name. Once per turn, its pendulum effect is you can reveal one pendulum monster in your hand and target one magician card in your pendulum set. That pendulum scale becomes the same scale as a revealed card, which is a bit lackluster. I think it's alright, it's not the best. And its monster effect during the turn, this is pendulum summoned while it's face up. Magician pendulum monsters you control cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects, which is nice, but I still don't think it's the best monster they brought out. And then onto the next page, we will be seeing Anti-Hope. So let's come to that. And Anti-Hope is the weird godlike monster that we see. Looks like part obelisk, maybe part Uriah with that shaping. And this is from the manga, from one of the last duels, I think chapter 50, or is it called rank 50. It has a back like Hokateri, that ultimate divine beast, so a bit weird. So it's like a mashup of all those, but I doubt it's going to be divine beast type because it's dark attribute. Usually when it's divine beast, it's divine attribute. It's a level 12 effects monster, and we have no clue what it's going to be. Its effects. It could be just so overpowered, or it could be just a bit lackluster. And here is Perform Pal Crowbar Skull, whatever he's called. Skull Crowback Joker. A better picture for him. Looks too flamboyant for my taste. And here we'll go into Skyark. Skyark is the one with Odd Eyes in. It's a field spell for Odd Eyes. All Magician, Perform Pal, and Odd Eyes cards in your pendulums cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects, so it stops MST, which is good. But it doesn't stop stuff like Fairy Wind. You can target one other face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, add an Odd Eyes card, so it's an Odd Eyes Searcher. Like Oracle of Zephyr, when you first activate it, you can search out a Zephyr card, so that's nice. It's nice to have searching field spells. And there's Pendulum Call. It's a new spell card. You can activate one Pendulum Call and per turn. If you activate the effect of a Magician Pendulum monster previously to this card, you can't activate this card, so you have to use it later, but it doesn't actually stop it completely. You can discard one card to add 2 Magician Pendulum monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. After you activate this first, Magician cards in your Pendulum zone cannot be destroyed until the end of your opponent's next turn, which is amazing. It's not going to do a spell, so it's not the worst, but that instantly allows you to set your scales, which I think is very strong. It's not the major broken card that you see everywhere, but it's certainly powerful. This is all in the structure deck for magicians, pendulum magicians, so that's nice. And now onto the next major booster pack. After Clash of Rebellions, we have Documents. Now, a Dimension of Chaos. So we're going to see a lot of anime cards right now. I've already talked about 2 new DDD extra deck monsters, the fusion monster that requires triple DDD monsters, and the rank 8 DDD monster. So here's some more of those amazing cards. First up, a super heavy samurai card. That is just the best, one of the best they've brought out ever. If you control no spells or traps in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. After you special summon this way, you can't special summon monsters except from super heavy samurais, like most of the effects. You can tribute this card to destroy one card in your opponent's spell or trap zone, and then set it to your side of the field, which is amazing. And the same can be said for the pendulum zone. So I think that's just amazing. It's a level 10, so you can go into, well, you couldn't go into, well, he made this attack and defense weak, so it can't really go into Gustav Max or Dora the Explorer number 81. So they've changed some things, but they made some things to restrict it, but it's still an amazing card. That's basically like an MST for you. And then we get this one, it's a bit lackluster, super heavy samurai Hikyaku, which is level 5, half the other one. Same special summon effect. After the special summon this turn, oh yeah, I've done that already. If you have no card in your spell trap in your graveyard, you can tribute this card, special summon 2 monsters from your hand to your opponent's side of the field in defense mode, and then draw cards equal to how many summon this way, which I think is a bit alright. It's giving you a pot of greed in that sense, but you're losing your monsters, so I don't think it's going to plush one you in that sense. No. And then we get this new Covenant Trap card, which I will love to play in the DDD deck. I can't wait for its next one though. The next one's going to be even brokener. Covenant of the Mistaken Seal. Once per turn, if you control a DD monster, you can activate this effect. Until the end of this turn, negate all trap cards on the field except for this card. So that stops face-up trap cards, but I think you could be able to chain it in response to normal trap cards. So it's a trap stun in that sense, and you can choose when to use it. It will negate your own Covenant of the Dark Witch, but it's a very powerful card. The other card I was just mentioning is another card from the anime that we saw. That's basically copies cards that your opponent has used, which I can't wait to use, because that would be so. I love to use my opponent's strength against them, and that would be an amazing card, and I hope that comes out. Next is another Odd Eyes Fusion monster. I mean, we've got so many Odd Eyes extra deck cards. It's just they keep forcing on us. This is Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, requiring one Odd Eyes monster and 1 Pendulum monster. It requires polymerization to summon this one. When this card is special summoned, you can target 1 face-up attack monster your opponent controls and return to that hand, which is nice. And when a monster effect or spell trap card is activated other than this card's effect, you can shuffle 1 face-up pendulum monster from your extra deck into your deck. And if you do, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. You can only use each of those effects once per turn, so that's nice. But it's an instant Quasar in that sense. This is going to be very broken. It's just amazing, and it makes me want to play Odd Eyes so much more. So, but it's going to be annoying to go against. Next is another Perform Pal, which is alright. It has a scale of 4, which is not going to be exactly what you want. Once per turn, when a fusion monster is special summoned to your side of the field, you can special summon 1 face-up Odd Eyes Pendulum monster from your extra decks. There's only 1 Odd Eyes Pendulum monster, except for Odd Eyes Rebellion, which I keep forgetting, but it'd have to be face-up. So basically just summon out Odd Eyes when you fusion summon. And you can use this the monster effect of a Mammoth Splash or Plash, Once per duel, during your main phase, you can fusion summon one dragon fusion monster from your extra deck by using monster you control as fusion materials, which I think is a bit stupid that they're doing once per duel. It's probably because you can pendulum summon it back out. So it's alright, it's not the best though. And then we get Odd Eyes Fusion. This is the first time I've actually seen the artwork for this. It's absolutely beautiful. Very, very beautiful. This is a normal spell. You can only activate this once per turn. Fusion summon one dragon type fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control either in your hand as fusion materials. If your opponent controls 2 or more monsters while you control no monsters, you can use 2 Odd Eyes monsters in your extra deck as fusion materials. You could essentially bring out this could summon out Dragon Necro or 5 God Dragon, but it's gonna probably be more likely. You could make an Odd Eyes, Red Eyes deck in this sense, because this is another fusion that has broken effects, and it'll be Odd Eyes when your opponent has monsters and you don't, but maybe Red Eyes when you have monsters and they have monsters. So yeah, it's nice. And then we get to the new archetype we'll be seeing a lot of from Docs forward. This is Magispecter, and we're seeing Magispecter Cat as the first one. Wind Spellcaster, which is going to show spellcasters up again. It's like Shadows, they made spellcasters more prominent, and now we get this. When it's normal or special summoned, you can activate this effect. During the end phase of this turn, add one Magispecter card from it to your hand. This cannot be destroyed by or targeted by opponent's card effects, which is amazing. This is going to be the theme of the deck. It can't be targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects, and that's quite good. And this can search out any of your spells and traps for Magispecters. And then we get the other little guy, or both of these are pendulum monsters. So Magispecter Raccoon. Monster. It's a monster effect. They don't have any pendulum effects, so they can be technically generic. You can use the monster effect of Magispecter Raccoon once per turn. When it's a normal or special summoned, you can add one Magispecter monster from your deck to your hand. So two searches, not like Deneb, you only have one to tell us. And then we get the spell card, a lovely spell. Magispecter Storm, you contribute one wind spellcaster you control and target one monster your opponent controls. Shuffle it into the deck, so that's amazing. And then we get Magispecter Tornado, tribute one wind spellcaster type monster you control, then target one monster your opponent controls, banish it. So it's very anti-monster, this archetype. So I can't wait to start playing with it. My current idea is either using DNA Surgery on Mecha Phantom Beasts and Tengu, or just try and see if there's some good wind spellcasters and see how it goes. I can't wait to use it. We'll be seeing Jack's new cards in this new booster pack. Jack's new cards from the anime. We haven't seen them yet, but we'll see them soon. There's a reprint for Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl in Duelist packs, Battle City, which is probably likely to get that. And this is the uncommon arts by the fact it seems. I don't really think they are. And then this special promo prize for La Panda. Once per turn, it increases card's pendulum scale by 1, which is nice. But it's only increasing it, not decreasing it. If it had increase or decrease, it would just be amazing. Monster effect is when this pendulum monster you control is targeted for attack, you can activate this effect, that attack, blah blah blah. Blocked by words. That ultimate effect. And then finally, a 5D's final volume promo. An amazing card. I didn't know it was the final promo. So we're only going to get 9 manga novels for this, unfortunately. But it's Stardust Chronicle Spark Dragon, so it's like Majestic Star Dragon in a sense. 1 Tuna Synchro Monster, 1 non-Tuna Synchro Monster. 3000 attack, 2500 defense, must be synchro summoned. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can banish one synchro monster from your graveyard until the end of this turn. This is unaffected by card effects, so that's a Felgrand effect right there. And if this card is destroyed by your opponent, so by battle or card effects, you can target one banished dragon synchro monster and special summon it, which is amazing. You'd have to, it can't be something that you sent there from your extra deck to your graveyard, because it has to be properly special summon, but to actually special summon it out again. But that's just amazing. This is just an amazing card. I can't wait to use it, but can't until it's legal. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this information on the new V-Jump cards. Please comment below if you would like to see more of this, because I will do more of this when we get new stuff. There'll be more new stuff coming out later on, because this is only the early release stuff, and I can't wait to play Magispecters on my channel. So that'll be a new OCG deck. I'll be doing some more videos for DDDs, Perform Age, Ritual Beasts, Shadows, Yosenju, and 6 Samurais. I think I missed one out. But yeah, I'll be doing those over the week, mainly updating their decks because of the new stuff we got from Cross Souls, because this is their mainly TCG ones, and updating them for the new OCG stuff we'll be getting in Dimension of Chaos, or as I like to call it, Documents. Documents will rule the world. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to know what this is next time. Just want to know the effect. It just looks awesome. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like, subscribe if you did. And yeah, Matt Durant signing out.